Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour, or what's kind of Zero Hour. This is actually a mod for Command & Conquer Zero Hour called Contra Mod. As you can see, it quite changes the game, well, a hell of a lot. It's basically a total conversion mod. You can see all the different generals here, USA, cybernetics, and all that kind of stuff. I'll just quickly show you what the mod looks and feels like once you're in there. Everything is completely different. Like, don't ever think this is even remotely like Zero Hour. You can get little turrets on your buildings. You can go in here to get your scan, and you've got to click here now to then click on your scan. Some quite some differences, but if you do want to check out this mod, it's kind of good. I haven't fully made my mind up on it yet. There are some silly things that I don't really like, but I'm gonna, before I tell everyone my opinion of it, I'm gonna probably play it a little bit more rather than just start slating it. It's a very counter-based game as far as I'm aware. So like there are quite a lot of differences. Like RPGs can't shoot air units and stuff like that. You've got to build specific units to counter a specific thing. So yeah, this is basically an introduction to the mod. If you want to get this mod, you want to go to Contra Mod on Google. Just do a search for Contra Mod. On the first link, it should be a ModDB website. That is the link up there. And then when you go to this page, you can have a little read about it if you like, but you can go to files. And then there's loads and loads of files in here. Now, you're probably wondering why there's so many. The latest and the only one you care about really is this Contra Mod 009 final and all patches. Just click on that and then download. It tells you like the date, added 4th of Jan 21. So actually quite even recent. So then you want to download that file. It is 1.2 gigs. So it did take me, even though I got a really fast connection, it still actually took me a fair few minutes to download that. I don't know if the ModDB website is the fastest to download from, but whilst that's downloading, there is something else you can be doing. So when you do download it, it'll look like this on the desktop. So whilst you're waiting for that, you can do probably the next step, which is actually to open your C drive or wherever you've installed Zero Hour. You want to go into program files or wherever it's installed. Mine's in Origin Games and then mine's in Zero Hour. Now what you want to do, if you don't want to mess with your original game, like I don't want to mess with my original files. So what I actually did, I right clicked on my Zero Hour folder in here where generals can be seen as well. You want to right click on it. You want to press copy and then you want to press paste. Now when it pastes in, it should look like this. So it'll come up with saying copy at the end here. Your copy will look like that. But what you want to do is just change the end of it. Just put it to Contra like that. And then when you install the Contra mod, you want to install it on top of here, and then you can still go back to the original game and play it as normal without your files all messing up and stuff like that. So by then your file hopefully will have downloaded. If it hasn't, obviously give it a few more minutes. You want to double click this and you want to go all the way through the install options. I have already got it installed, so I don't know how far I can get through this. You want to press next. And then where it comes to here, you want to browse and change it from where it says program files Contra. You want to change it to where you just made that new folder. So you want to go to, mine's in program files x86 and then in Origin Games, and then you should be able to find the Contra folder. Just click on that, press OK, and then you want to install it on top of that. Make sure it's got Contra at the end of it. Press next, and go through. I won't do it now because I've already got it installed. Don't want to mess it up since I have only just installed it. When you've done it, it'll ask you, do you want to make a shortcut on your desktop? Obviously tick yes because you do want it. Then you can delete the original installer, which is a massive 1.2 gig. So save yourself 1.2 gig. And then you've got this launcher. Now, when you double click this for the first time, it'll come up with about probably 5 or 6, maybe even 7 error messages asking you, do you want to install a hotfix? Do you want to install this hotfix? Do you want to install the latest update? Just click yes to all of it and go through it. It is a bit of a painful process because, like I said, it does come up about 7 times. Eventually, you will get to this, and even now, mine's giving me that weird error message. I don't know why that is. But then you can do your settings in here. You can donate to the mod maker and all kinds of stuff. The only things you really care about here is if you want it obviously in English, if you want it in English, or if you want it in Russian. If you want it in windowed mode and quick start, that's where you tick it. And then where's the options there? More options here. You can set your graphics and stuff in there, and then there's a hotkey style as well. As default, it's on Lakeys, who's a guy in the Zero Hour community, actually Boyka's brother, who's got his hotkey style. But to be honest, I think it should default to Legacy, and then if you want to switch, you switch it to Lakeys. I don't know why it defaults to his. And you can also adjust your camera height. If you want it to more like a Zero Hour, like it is in Gentle, you probably want to adjust it to something like that, like 480. But if you want to zoom right out, you can, but it becomes harder to micro and stuff. You've got to press OK there when you do that, by the way. And then once you've pressed OK, change your settings, you can just press the X key. Then you're basically done. It's a really quick thing to install. You can then press launch, you go in. I believe there are admin servers and stuff, so if I find out any, I'll put that in the description. But then you basically, I always like to, if I'm just playing a skirmish or whatever, I just like to go to network because it runs the same speed as the multiplayer. And then you're basically in. So I think you've got a load of new maps. Nuclear combat, for example. Don't think I've seen that before. You can be the China Flame General. You've got a tournament mode as well, which basically makes it to 10k of starting money, and also one super weapon and one super unit as well. I've only seen one super unit so far, and that's when I actually got wrecked by a nuke truck or something in my base. But yeah, so there you have it, and you can have a little play around and see the mod for itself. So GG, hopefully you enjoyed this one, and see you on the battlefield. GG.